As promised, we are back with Jim Hunter. Today we're taking a look at the guilty pleasure horror movies. That just sounds like an oxymoron.
Well, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of Halloween segments. We've done a lot of, like, prestige horror movies,
True.
like The Exorcist and all that. And so now I wanted to take a look at maybe guilty pleasure horror movies. Maybe that's not the right phrase for it. But,
well, it caught my attention, so that's good. It's
yeah,
attention
so there
grabber.
you go. These are films that perhaps don't take the genre as seriously as the classics of the genre. These are more fun horror movies. So films to watch during Halloween that maybe are for the faint of heart, people who don't like the hardcore horror movies. These might be for you.
Me. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we begin?
The first one is sort of a meta horror film. This is called The Cabin in the Woods. It's written and directed by Joss Whedon, and it has a great cast, including Bradley Whitford, Richard Jenkins, and Chris Hemsworth. This is the story. It's basically the story of every horror movie. 5 people go to a cabin in the woods, and then things happen. Creepy things happen. Of course, what's happening here within the plot of the film is that there's an extra layer to why the creepy things happen, which I'm not going to necessarily give away, but I will tell you that it is a really interesting reveal in the second act of the film. It's something that complicates the rest of the film and turns this into a very funny comment upon the horror genre. And so it's a film that doesn't take horror as seriously as everything else and kind of makes fun of the genre. And that's why I appreciate it.
But what a cast. I mean, that's a great cast.
A great cast, and you know, surprise, Sigourney Weaver shows up for a hot second at the end.
Okay.
A little bit of a spoiler.
Happy Death Day?
Happy Death Day
That's like an uplifting film.
It really is, isn't it? So this is the horror movie, but Groundhog Day. So this is about a Jessica Roth. She wakes up, and it's her birthday every day, except she gets killed on her birthday. And so every time she is murdered, she then wakes up and has to start the day over again. This is part of sort of a new wave in horror movies where these are produced by a studio by the name of Blumhouse. Very low budget, but very quick turnaround, and very high quality films, especially in the case of Happy Death Day. This is a film that ultimately ends up working for me, even though its budget is quite low, but it's a really good concept. A horror movie that is that is Groundhog Day, that is sort of a repeat, that time loop kind of thing.
It sounds intriguing. Well, how about Anna and the Apocalypse?
So one of the things that I've been doing in this segment is sort of taking, you know, lighter horror films or horror films that sort of mix genres. This is a zombie apocalypse movie, a horror movie, but it's also a musical. So we have, yes, and some of the songs are really quite catchy and really quite fun. So this is it's Anna and the Apocalypse. So Anna wakes up during the zombie apocalypse, and of course we have musical numbers that while they're fighting zombies, they're also singing along. It works mostly throughout most of the film. It works quite well. There are some moments in the film at the end or in the second act that sort of drag it down a bit. It gets a little cliche. Some of the songs at the latter part of the film don't work as well as the songs at the beginning of the film, but the first 45 minutes of this I was totally in, and it's overall, I think it's worth a recommendation. It's a fun little horror film that's not as heavy on the gore as some of the other zombie films.
Well, there you have it. Guilty pleasure horror movies. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Angie.